Do Glorilla? Yeah. They say they can't fuck with me, but I say they can't fuck with me. It's your girl Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade, Raising Kanan Season 2, Episode 7 review. I drop videos Monday through Sunday. Everything that I say is for entertainment purposes only and not to be taken seriously. So if that works for you, then let's get into tonight's review. This episode was really good. It was like this episode, the writers took a lot of time planting seeds for big explosive outcomes in the future and in upcoming episodes. And I really like that. And the action is starting to pick up. We still need a little bit more. We only got 3 more episodes left, so I needed to be a little bit more action. But I cannot lie with saying that the storytelling on Raising Kanan is superb. The best storytelling out of all of the Power series. But want to remind you guys that this Thursday I will start doing reviews on Hulu's new show Reasonable Doubt, which is produced and directed by Kerry Washington. This show is so fucking good, you guys. The first 2 episodes are already available on Hulu. Make sure you go check it out. The show is about a woman by the name of Jack Stewart, who is known to be the most brilliant and fearless defense attorney in Los Angeles, who bucks the justice system at every chance she gets. She's judged for her questionable ethics and wild interpretations of the law until she's needed. The lead of the show is absolutely drop dead gorgeous. Michael Ealy is in the show. Old boy from Save the Last Dance. What's his name? Yeah, Sean Patrick Thomas. McKinley Freeman is on the show. Pauletta Washington. It is an all-star stellar cast and a phenomenal show. So I want you guys to catch up right now if you have not seen episodes 1 and 2, because I will be doing reviews starting this week. Okay, now let's get into Raising Kanan. So the episode starts off with Miss Jukebox at Nicole's grave. I think it was her birthday or something like that, and she was there to, just pay her respects. And Nicole's pop ends up pulling up with flowers, and he basically just lets her know that he ain't got no smoke with her like his wife does. He divorcing her ass anyway. It was gonna happen regardless if Nicole was still alive, because that bitch is a bigot and he can't fuck with that Karen no more. He was woke before woke was a thing. And he says that he fucked with her because his daughter fucked with her, and if she ever need anything, he got her. So at some point she's gonna call in that favor. So he ends up asking about the VHS tape of them singing in the mall and asks has she seen it, and she lies and says no, knowing that she in fact does have it. We then see Lou in the studio fucking fake ass Cassie, child, and they listening to Ralph Tresvant on the radio. You need a man with sensitivity, a man like me, someone who will love you, someone who will treat you, someone who will treat you right, like me, girl. That was the shit, baby. And as they fucking, child, and he knocking her down up against the wall, these 2 Jamaican motherfuckers barge up in there like, where's Crown? And it was like, where's Crown, you bumper clot? And Lou like, who the fuck are you and why are you in my studio? I gotta say, his voice sounded so gruff, like he was fucking for real, was giving me life. And so the Jamaicans is like, we work for Linton Manley, and we looking for Crown because this motherfucker borrowed $50K from our boss and put up the studio for collateral, and we can't find this motherfucker, and my boss need his money, and if we can't get the money from him, we gonna get it from your ass since you supposed to be his co-partner. So Lou like, fuck, I'm in a world of motherfucking trouble, because he done murked old boy, and Crown ain't here to pay his debt. So after the Jamaicans leave, hear the fake ass Cassie telling some, you need to finish. Talking about finish fucking. Bitch, did you not just hear the conversation that just went down? They just basically threatened this man's life, and you talking about fucking. See, this is what you get, Lulu, for fucking with these old Puerto Rican bitches. Like, when are you gonna learn? When are you gonna learn? Because every Puerto Rican hoe you fuck brings your ass nothing but trouble. So we then go to Marvin. He's having pizza with the Italian mobster son Marco, and he meet up with dude because he want him to pull a hit on Tony because he can't go in the neighborhood because he black and people be racially profiling him. So dude was like, I think about it. I ain't giving you no concrete answers yet, but I think about it. So we go to Rock, who is out with Cartier at this fancy restaurant having dinner. He's introducing her to caviar and shit. And he a flossing ass nigga. Always like to show that he got a little bit of class, a little bit of culture and knowledge about some shit. When one of his workers by the name of Tremont end up coming through the restaurant, and he like, yo, I ain't supposed to be seeing you for another week or so. Like, what the fuck you doing here? And he was like, just here having fun, got me a little hotel, doing it up. And Cartier like, shit, I might be paying you a little bit too much money. You living on the same level I'm on. And dude was like, nigga, you ain't paying me enough. And so he was trying to like flex on Cartier in front of Rock. And so, of course, Cartier didn't like that shit. So he was like, get the fuck out my face so I can finish my dinner. And dude was looking at him like, all right. So he walk off. And Rock was like, ain't you the one that said insubordination leads to insurrection? Like, basically, you just let this nigga son you in your face. I need for you to stand on what the fuck you be preaching and handle that shit. Because if you don't, that's going to make me look at you like you all talk and no bark. So Kanan decides to take the gun that he got from Palomar back to her ass. So he go over to her little crib in the projects and he asks, is Corinne there? And she like, nah, she ain't here or whatever. This bitch got on lingerie. I don't know if he called first and she was, already in that outfit or she changed in that outfit. But regardless, that bitch did not give a fuck that she was in lingerie in front of him. So he give her back the gun and he tried to dip. But she like, no, Kanan, wait, I was concerned for you. That's why I gave you the gun. And, I really like you and I want to take care of you. And he like, what about your daughter? Because she pressing up on him at this point. Even kissed him in the mouth. And she was like, I mean, I'm a woman and a woman got needs. So she ended up fucking the shit out this little boy. And I'm like, you's a weirdo. You are a weird ass bitch up here fucking your daughter's boyfriend. Like, you in competition with your child. What the fuck is wrong with you, hoe? You need Jesus. But see, he don't realize that hoes like that is crazy. You want to avoid bitches like her at all fucking costs. But he young and he don't know that. He just seeing, an older woman know some things. I'm gonna get this pussy, you know what I'm saying? I get bragging rights or whatever. But even though he knowing what he doing is fucked up by fucking his girl mama. Like, that's some fucked up ass shit. So we then see Jukebox at Bible study with Kenya and the preacher talking about how gay sex and gay relationships is wicked and is of the devil and is sinful. And she's sitting there like, okay, really? This okay. So she feels like she's being condemned and probably feel like she gonna go to hell based off what the preacher's saying and her mama agreeing with the shit. So she really like, damn, like, if this what my mama thinks about gay people, then what is she gonna think about me when she learns what my real sexuality is? Now the little church boy in church eyeing her doing Bible study because he's still trying to get on her, but we all know ain't nothing about him she want. But after church, he ended up pressing her about, taking his number so he could take her out. She ended up giving him her number because she saw her mama looking like, go ahead and give it to him. Like, go ahead, girl. Because I think a part of Kenya might know that Jukebox is gay, but she was trying. Okay, let me say this. I think that a part of Kenya deep down inside knows that Jukebox is gay, but she felt like maybe she's that way because I wasn't around and she was around her father her whole life. So maybe if she has that motherly touch, things will change. Like me changing her hair, like me changing the way that she dresses and encouraging her to date a boy. So when it won't work, then we're going to really see the other side of Kenya, which is very unfortunate. So she ends up agreeing, like I said, to go out with the little church boy, even though she don't really like his ass. I think she'll like him as a friend, but nothing more. After that, we see Marvin going to the PJs to check on, they business, and he catches Lulu snatching up all the profits in the last 2 hours. And he like, what the fuck is you doing? We got to count that shit up. Lulu like, I got it in my head, nigga, leave me the fuck alone. And Marvin is looking like, what the fuck is going on? This nigga acting like one of the customers. He acting like a whole motherfucking crackhead. How he just coming up in here stealing money and shit, not telling nobody where the fucking money is going? Like, what is going on, girlfriend? So after that, we see Howard going to the precinct, and he suited and booted, honey. Suited and motherfucking booted. You could tell he had just seen New Jack City or some shit. He put on his finest suits, honey. And he ends up seeing Scrap's mama in the interrogation room, pleading with them because she does not believe that her son committed suicide. She know that that's a motherfucking lie and that somebody killed them. And so Howard puts 2 and 2 together like, oh shit, I gave the wrong information to Rock, and this boy then got killed for fucking nothing because I thought he was the informant when really they had got knocked on the fucking illegal card game. He didn't have shit to do with him being there snitching on Rock. So rest in peace, Scrap. He died for fucking nothing. But it's very similar. Not even similar. It's the same thing that they did on Power season 1 with Rollo's death. So, Marvin ends up stopping by Rock's house to chop it up with her, I guess, to tell on Lulu. But she's not there. Jukebox, however, is there making her some tomato soups, honey. And that just reminded me of being that age, coming home from school with my Tommy Hilfiger outfit on, my Eastland boots, my ponytail and shit, my sister curl ponytail, and after school make use like some Campbell soup, chicken noodle soup, or some shit like that to go watch cartoons. Like, oh my God, that took me back because I was a teenager in the 90s. So that was just nostalgic for me. But anywho, so he makes small talk with her, asking her how she doing, and she like, fine. She's not being as cold to him as she normally is. So he takes the opportunity to ask her why she ain't tell him that Kenya is back. And she was like, I wouldn't. Like, it ain't none of your motherfucking business. And he basically tells her like, yo, she ain't your mother. She left us. And she always gonna put Kenya first. Like, she ain't gonna be there for you. Like, I'm telling you. And I think deep down inside, Jukebox knows this, but she's holding out hope that he's gonna be wrong. But lo and behold, he will be right. And I think that's gonna be the thing that pulls them back together. I really honestly do. So after that, we see Rock at a hotel waiting on Tremont, the dude that ran up on Cartier at the restaurant. So she sees him and she walks up on him, and his face is fucked up. So Cartier ended up handling business and whooped this nigga ass for coming at him wrong. So she tells him, look, I can offer you a better deal than Cartier. You need to come fuck with me and work with me. But he like, I don't know you. Who the fuck are you? Like, I just met you 5 minutes ago the other day. Like, I don't know you. And how you know I just want to run back and tell him that you trying to scoop me up? And she was like, because if I know anything, that I know that you gonna want to come fuck with me at the end, because shit ain't all good over there. So I'll be hearing from you. And we all know that Tremont will eventually start working with her. And when Cartier finds out, it's going to be an all-out war. And shit is going to go down. Nothing good is going to come from this situation. After that, we then see Kanan at the little pizza place with Symphony, chopping it up with him. And Symphony tells him that he got a job in North Carolina that he's going to take. And of course, Kanan is sad about this because Symphony was like a friend to him, like almost like a little father figure, somebody that he can trust and lean on. So of course, he's going to be sad that the man is leaving. Afterwards, when they hug goodbye, we find out that here go Detective Burke, still on her goddamn Matlock shit, trying to find out what the fuck is going on. So she ends up running Symphony's plates and then ends up pulling him over, questioning him and shit about Kanan and how he know him and do he know who his father is and what is your relationship with his mama. I'm like, damn, bitch, can you be more obvious? Like, you want to die. It's obvious you want to die. Symphony like, girl, I ain't answering your damn questions. If you ain't about to lock me up for something, then get the fuck out of my face, bitch. Like, skedaddle. Like, I'm ready for her to die because she is annoying as hell. Somebody said on Twitter that Burke and fake ass Angela, the detective from Power, not real Angela, but fake ass Angela, gotta be related because they both are fucking annoying and irritated. And I believe it because my God, she gets on my fucking nerves. So after that whole situation, we see Rock at the crib, at her new crib that she just bought with the real estate agent. And the real estate agent lets her know that the homeowners association needs proof of her income because, you know, she paid for it in cash. And she like, I paid in cash. Like, what more do they fucking want? Like, the fuck? She was like, it's strict rules over here. Like, we gonna need something. She was like, I own studio, and I forgot what else she said she owned. So she was like, I got the paperwork, it's all good. I'll make sure it's handled. So at this point, I'm like, what is this bitch cooking up? Because you know she is the devil in a red dress, honey. She got something cooking up. After that, we go to Jukebox, dropping off the VHS tape to a little, you know, mom and pop little fixer up store back in the day to get the VHS tape fixed. And I was like, oh, she gonna give the tape back to Nicole's father. That's really sweet of her, even though she loves that video as much as he does, because, you know, it was a great moment between her and Nicole. We then see Unique over there in Jersey on the phone with his bitch, caking on the phone with her when Warrell pulls up on him with the money that he made that day. And he asks Neek, did he talk to Rock about moving the crew to another building? And Neek was like, Rock just an investor. Out here we make our own decisions. Rock ain't stupid. She want all of her problems in one place. She just trying to bide her time until she can figure out what the fuck she want to do with us. That's why we making our own moves. And he trying to get this nigga, like, basically to realize, like, she don't fuck with us for real. We gotta, you know, make our own shit pop. I ain't fucking up like I did the first time. But, you know, Warrell is playing both sides of the fence. So he already knowing pretty much his days is numbered because this shit gonna end up blowing back up in his face. So Marco pulls up on them to get the money that was made that day and asks about Marvin. And Neek was like, I don't really fuck with that nigga, but I can say that he paid what he owed, pretty much. So after that, Burke is at the precinct looking into the informant files that have something to do with Howard, and learns that he had a female informant that was 17 in the 70s. And she ain't supposed to be looking at these goddamn files. Meanwhile, it's another cop there ear hustling, listening to everything that her ass is saying. And I'm like, girl, you just digging yourself a hole, because now that cop that was ear hustling gonna go back and tell Howard what her ass was fucking doing. So Rock meets with Juliana and her brother Joaquin at a restaurant, and they're discussing business. And Joaquin mentions Neek kidnapping his sister. And while they're having a conversation, Juliana is eyeing this black guy that's in there, like, pacing around but looking over there at them. Mind you, Juliana didn't got a goddamn makeover. She had a little blowout, child. I ain't even recognize it was her at first. She looked a mess. I'm like, girl, pull your hair back in that ponytail, because that hairstyle is not hidden. And so Rock was like, you know, we gonna take care of Neek, but just give it time. Like, we just can't rush that. You can't move off of emotion. But, you know, Juliana ain't trying to hear that, because, bitch, you ain't the one that got kidnapped. We then see the black dude go outside with the little food, fake, you know, takeout order that he went in there and got. And he gets in the car with Tremont and tells him that the girl, you know, that Rock, the girl that pulled up on him, in there talking to these Mexican motherfuckers. And they in there talking about some business shit. And Tremont was like, yo, we need to know everybody who was at that table. We got to find out who are all the players. So at this point, I'm wondering, is he going to try to get over on Rock, like get in her situation and then try to snake her like she trying to snake Cartier? And I'm like, this is just a game of snakes, child, a Game of Thrones. So after that, Lulu getting out his car and he ended up getting jumped by the Jamaican dudes. They whooped his ass. Whooped his motherfucking ass, baby, to the white meat. The next day, Rock is at the crib when it's a knock on the door. And so she goes to the door and she sees Symphony and her ass choke up like, holy shit. Because, you know, deep down in her heart, that's bae. She still love that man. But she know she ain't shit and she can't be with him, period. So she ended up building up the courage, going outside and hollering at him, and he tells her, you know, that he got a new job and that he leaving. And of course, she in her feelings, she's sad, but she can't show emotion because she a, you know, tough ass nigga out here in these streets. Fuck all that pussy ass shit. She a city girl. Fuck all that. City girls up this summer. She like, I'm not going out like no motherfucking punk. But then he ended up telling her how Burke been asking him a bunch of questions about Kanan. And she was like, well, what did you tell her? And he was like, trust me, your secret is safe with me. And she was like, I ain't got no secrets. And he looking at her like, see, that's the motherfucking problem, because your ass don't want to be honest with me about shit. And that's why I can't fuck with you. So he was like, all right, Rock, like, you know, have a good life. And he ended up leaving. And she just sitting there looking stupid in the face. And I'm like, you done fucked up this good ass dick for us, girl. What the fuck is your problem? So Marvin ends up finishing his anger management class, and Renee, the teacher, end up trying to throw that pussy at him and give him her number. And of course he's excited about this because he like her. And I'm here for this. I'm ready to see this pop off. I want to see them end up together. But, you know, being next to Marvin means problems, and her ass probably gonna fuck around and end up getting killed. So we then see Kanan in bed with Palomar after fucking her again, child. And I'm looking at this shit like, this is disgusting. This is a baby you in the bed throwing that goddamn vintage vagina at. So they in the bed and she trying to fuck again when Corinne walks into the room to ask if some milk spoil and catches him in the bed. And she like, you dirty bitch, and throw the carton of milk at her mama. Her mama basically like, okay, girl, the rule number one, never leave your man around a bitch or some shit. She said it was real fucked up. And Kanan looking at her like, bitch, what? Kanan is like, what is wrong with you? Like, your daughter is upset that you was fucking her boyfriend. And she was like, so what? She all right, she'll get over it. You know, shit like this happen. And he like, huh? Happens where? And she ended up kissing him like, you want a woman. You want a woman. You want me. And of course, the pussy is good, so he get to kissing her and knock her down again. I'm like, God damn, dude, this bitch got cocaine in her vagina. What is going on that you gonna fuck her again while Corinne in the fucking house? What is happening, Jesus? Please, somebody tell me. So Lulu goes to Cartier for help with this studio situation because he don't want to go with Rock, because he don't want Rock to be involved in the studio situation at all. But Cartier like, if I fuck with you on this and I get you out of this situation, I'm gonna want half of Crown's half in order to do this. Of course, Lulu don't want to do it, but he don't got no other choice. Now at this point, I'm wondering, was this all a setup? Because Rock knows that Lulu wouldn't naturally just come to her or allow her to have any part of the studio. So I'm wondering, was this whole thing a setup from the jump where she had these dudes coming there acting like they work for somebody and demanding money or whatever so he could come back to her in some type of way? But I don't know if the shit end up backfiring somehow and he end up going to Cartier instead and she end up fucking up, or is Cartier in on the whole thing as well, where her name will be on the shit over there at the studio? I just feel like this was a setup. Something about this feels like this was a setup for me, and I feel like at some point, not this season, but next season, Cartier, along with the Italians, will be their adversaries. Because I'm thinking She gonna fuck over Cartier with this Tremont situation. And Lulu gonna get tired of him trying to run shit at the studio. And they both gonna have problems with Cartier and have to figure out a way how to get rid of this nigga because it's just too much with him. So let me know down below in the comment section if you think that this whole Jamaican situation was a setup via Rock so she could have her name on the studio for proof of income for her house and the housing authority or the homeowners association. So after that whole thing goes down, Marco and the little racist ass Italian dude that works for his father go to do the hit on Tony. Tony in the crib fucking on her little white nigga. They done had some good sex. He get up to go to the bathroom. She do a line of coke. She laying up in the bed in her afterglow from sex when Marco and the racist dude knocked down the door with the 4-4 and he ended up shooting her directly in the head. The dude ended up coming out the bathroom and charging Marco. They end up having a scuffle. Marco like, shoot this motherfucker, shoot him. A racist Italian dude is a fuck up. He's scary as hell. End up shooting and shoots wrong and shoots and kills Marco on accident. So he's standing there paralyzed because he the fucked up. The dude that was fucking Tony then grabbed the gun and go to shoot at him. He shoots at the dude, end up shooting him in the chest, but he's still alive. And then the dude end up shooting back at him. And I think he hit him in the side of his stomach. And everything is fucked up. Everything is fucked up because Marco's father didn't even know that he was doing business on the low with Marvin. And now the racist ass Italian dude that accidentally killed the mobster man's son. So he is fucked. And Marvin is also fucked because you done got this man son involved in your bullshit and got my son killed behind this. So now it's really going to be war with the Italians and Rock and Marvin and Lulu. Because of course, you know, you took something of mine, I'm going to take something of yours. So somebody's going to die. So after that, Rock pulls up on Detective Howard and lets him know that Burke been asking too many questions and asking, is he the father of Kanan? And he was like, you know, she just a dog barking up a tree. Like, he playing it like it ain't nothing, like it's fine, it's cool. And he was like, did you know that Kanan came to me about getting his little friend out of jail and that he had a bunch of drug money on him? So Rock like, what the fuck? Like, this nigga had my dope on him? What the fuck? But you know, she played it cool in front of Howard because she didn't want him to know that, you know, she over there fucking up. So he asks her, he then ends up telling her that he fucked up with the scrap situation, that he wasn't the CI. So she like, are you fucking kidding me? He was like, I fucked up. I got it wrong, but you can't blame me when everybody over here lying and shit. So it's hitting her like, damn, I done killed this boy for fucking no reason. So now she gonna have that blood on her hands forever. And Howard's like, so you up here telling all these lies and shit. What you think what you think gonna happen when your lies catch up to you and Kanan find out everything that your ass been doing? And I was like, girl, I want to know too. I want to know too, child. I needs to know it. So Burke been at home going over these files all night. Her ass ain't even slept, ain't washed her ass, brushed her teeth or nothing. And her little girlfriend like, girl, you been up all night. You need to leave this shit alone. But lo and behold, Burke has figured out that Rock was the informant and that she got pregnant by Howard when she was underage. So at this point, I'm realizing that Rock snitched on Def Con to get his ass in jail so she could then take over. He knew she was pregnant by somebody else, but of course he didn't know that it was a fucking detective. But they had an agreement that she was going to be his beard and that, you know, he would pretend like he was Kanan's father because they were supposed to be in a relationship. But, you know, nobody knew that he was gay. But like I said, nobody knows that Rock was a fucking informant. And when the hood find out about that, and when her brothers find out about that, oh my God, shit is gonna go down, honey, down. And it's crazy because years later, you know, Ghost and them end up doing the same thing to Kanan, setting him up to go to jail. So it was like, damn, Rock, you's a cold-hearted snake. Look into his eyes. By the way, Jukebox went on a little date with the little church boy, and she kissed him, even though his kisses probably tasted like stale beer to her. It was just like, ugh, but I'm gonna try to make this shit pop and try to make myself like this little nigga, but I like girls. This shit ain't the same. So, we then see Rock leaving out the house, and Corinne approaches her and tells her that she knows Kanan and that she knows something that Rock needs to know. And I was like, that's right. You better tell. You better tell on they nasty asses. We then see Jukebox leave the VHS tape on Nicole's parents' stoop. And as she's leaving, she walks directly past Detective Howard, but he didn't see her. So she's hiding behind a tree watching as he goes to Nicole's house and asks to speak to her father about Detective Burke. So he trying to figure out a way to get rid of this hoe because she doing way too much. And, you know, I think what's going to end up happening is that Jukebox is going to go to the father and pretty much ask, like, what's going on with the case. Because she's going to try to figure out why was Detective Howard there to see him. Cartier and Lulu are in the studio, fake ass Cassie in the booth singing some new song, and Cartier is taking over the session, and Lulu is pissed the fuck off because he realizes he's made the wrong decision. And for some reason, I don't know if it was just me, but it looked like fake ass Cassie wasn't feeling the situation neither, because she looked like she had an attitude while she was in that booth. Tony boyfriend is in the hospital fucked up, but he's telling the police like Tony was a good girl. She ain't do nothing to nobody. Then we see the stupid Italian dude hiding on a rooftop, bleeding the fuck out, scared as shit that he gonna die one way or another. And then we see Rock in her car on the same street as Symphony, watching Symphony pack up his stuff and getting ready to head out. And she's dressed in all black. She turns off the lights of her car, rolls down the street with a gun with a silencer on, preparing herself to try to kill him, because when she talked to Howard, Howard was like, what's going on with your boyfriend? She was like, nothing. And he was like, he ain't gonna be a problem. And I forgot how she answered it, but he was like, yeah, he gonna be a problem. Like, that needs to be taken care of too, outside of Burke. So she tries to kill him, but she's unable to do it because she love that man. Like, she ain't gonna be able to do it. He actually ends up seeing her car though as it's going down the street. But it was just fucked up that she would even try to attempt to kill this man after how good he was to her. But in this game, you can't leave no loose ends. That's the fucked up part about it. And that was the end of the episode. Like I said, it was a really good episode tonight. I give it an A. A lot of shit is on the horizon in these last couple of episodes, and I am super excited to see how everything is going to play out. Let me know what y'all thought about tonight's episode down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.